All right, let's go ahead and get started with the updates for the week. The big one is Stargaze NFTs are now on CoinGecko. So have a look to see them next to all of your favorite EVM chains, Solana and Bitcoin on CoinGecko. There is now a snapshot tool built directly into Studio, so you can snapshot any collection and active users for your whitelist needs. Also, artists can now submit their work and themselves for commissions. We at Stargaze constantly get asked for artists and projects and how to help with. And we do have many great people we recommend, but please fill out that form if you guys would like to be considered. In the governance side of things, there is a funding prop for PL staking, a stock staking platform currently on chain. There's also a Commonwealth prop for a fee update to adjust prices of creation fees to USD rates. And there's also a Commonwealth prop to renew names. And there's also another Commonwealth prop for a law to incentivize public RPCs. That is a new infrastructure project. So have a look at that. And with that, let's go ahead and talk to our projects for the week. Welcome, Pajon and Greweb. Please tell us about your project this week. Yep, we can hear you. A little quiet.
Hello, everyone. I don't know if Paja or Pajon, you want to start first, or should I go on?
Hello, I hope you can hear.
Hey guys. Okay, yeah. Who'd like to start? Yeah, maybe you could tell.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I can try to introduce a bit the project. So we have been working on this project for almost a year now, because a year ago I released my project, and then I think Paja was the winner of the airdrop we did a year ago, and then we discussed and like I think a month after that I think Pajon released their project as well, and yeah, I don't remember who put us together, but I think it's someone in the audience here who gave us this idea to maybe collaborate. And it's a very original collaboration, because when you think about it, it's like photography versus generative art, and not in a very classical way, because when you think about like images, generative images, we have a lot of AI these days, but the take we have here is very, very different. It's actually very pure in the essence of generative art. Like using procedural code, we can control exactly what we want, and we had a lot of iterations on this project. So essentially, at the beginning, we have I think we have 100 photographies from Paja collection. And I've used this photography as base textures to do like random collage, random transformations, random distortions to distort a bit the original photo, and you no longer like going a bit into the abstraction. We are trying to find the sweet spot between abstraction that usually you have with generative art and photography, and which is like very realistic and figurative. But here we are, and that's why we call it analog patterns, because we have like a collection of photos that are like human patterns and like nature patterns, but then we use like the code I have produced. We'll play with different kind of patterns, like mirroring, repeating the same shapes again and again, doing different effects, classical effects like that. But then the end goal of this project is to physically pen plot it. So using a machine, using a robot, you can at the end you can get a physical version that will be the result of a pen getting drawn all the lines, because everything will be made of only strokes. And it's a challenge, because an image, a photography is usually when it's not analog, when it's digital, it's made of pixels, but a pen plot is not made of pixels, it's made of strokes. So you have to you have to map from the world of pixels to the world of strokes. And there is like a lot of possible ways to do it. So there's innovation in that side of things as well. So yeah, I don't know. I have talked a lot. Maybe Pajon want to complete what we tried, but yeah, essentially we try to find an hybrid approach between like blending photography with generative art worlds, between like realism and abstraction. I love a lot dualities. Like I always love to try to oppose things that are not necessarily like working together, but when you try to blend oppositions, when you play with these dualities, you actually get into very interesting worlds.
And how did you guys come to this the conclusion on these pieces? Because there must have been many forms you've been through over the past some months.
Hello, I hope you can hear it.
Yeah,
Hi.
Hey, Greweb, can you mute yourself? I think we can hear reverb from you. I think we're getting a reverb from you. So can you mute yourself when you're not speaking? Let's try pausing. Let's hear you speak. Yeah, I think it's working now.
I try it. Yeah, first of all, thank you for joining the space. And also a big thanks to Greweb. It was really a nice collaboration. It was so much fun to do.
And like, yeah, going back to your question, it's like almost 9 months. So like we are calling it internally like the child is finally getting out. So 9 months tweaking the generator, and usually Greweb put a web page up for us, so we could always try and generate new images at the actual state. And then we discussed what we liked, what we didn't like. For example, sometimes the patterns became a bit repetitive and a bit too like formal. So that was changed a couple of times in the process. So we went through a lot of images, but since we didn't save all of them, I have no idea how much, but
around 100.
I would say way more.
Yeah. And we also have to find the good working images of photographies for this collection, which works well with Greweb's strokes.
Yeah. The strokes and his like the code, because like the generator usually picks parts of the image and repeats them or distorts them. So we had to pick images with lots of detail. So most of the images that are generated are not only noise, because like we like images with a lot of noise, but we like analog photography, and the grain is one of the big things. So that's what we also like about the whole plottable image in the end. But yeah, I think we are really proud that we have now like tuned the generator in a way that it produces like awesome images from kind of explicit, kind of a bit more realistic to really abstract, and you don't really see a pattern or like the original image anymore, and it still looks great.
Yeah. And I also can remember who brought us together at the very beginning. It was who is APK? I think he's unfortunately not in the space right now. Big thank you, big shout out goes out to him because he had the idea of working together. And
you told us, why don't you just grab a cup of coffee and talk about potential project together, and we just did that.
Putting photos and the plotting art together. And we have to say we loved it. We loved the results, and we loved the work together.
Like it was a really nice experience.
Yeah, because it's also very nice. You see that in the coloring of the pictures, of the final pictures. Greweb is using the fountain pen, and really nice inks.
That was another discussion that we had about which colors to integrate and how much colors are used per image, for example. So now I think we're up like 1 color up to 3 colors per image. Correct me if I'm wrong, Greweb. Yeah. So that was another discussion. So like, if you're into art and into discussing about details, that was a lot of fun. Yeah.
What are these photographs primarily from? Are they from a specific collection, or do they span over a period of time? Like, what was kind of the source material for them?
The source is, it's very
Broad.
very broad. It's from travels. There are several from Barcelona, for example, but also a lot of from our hometown where we are from. So maybe you see some German words in the images at the end. And we used, like Greweb said, human patterns on the one side, containing, for example, street art photography, and also nature patterns.
Yeah, I think we don't have images with peoples in there. It was more about like details. You have like a bike and like poles and like quite symmetric images. So the idea was not to select for a theme on the images we picked, but more whether they fit the idea that there are like natural patterns that the generator can pick up, or patterns from typical cities formed by humans, like through street art, through like misusing parts of the city when skateboarding or something. So we were looking for details like that in the images. It was not like a theme like before. It was not about Cuba, or not a country, or a season, or a time of the day. It was more about looking for things that look like patterns, that we identify as patterns.
Yeah, which we identified in the city or in the landscapes we visited.
Yes.
And it is in all photos we took our analog photos again, like in the Rum Diaries collection. And maybe sometimes you also can see the film we used, the lomography.
Because we used some images including the sprockets, like a full scan, not only the part that is actually part of the image, but also the black outer side. So yeah, that's where you can find the lomography that the generator loves to pick up and play around with.
The name of the film.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love how it's going from, analog to digital, and then, it's going back to analog again with a plot. So how would people go about getting the plot? How's this going to work? I know with the plottable trains, it was pretty straightforward.
Yeah, so the goal of the collection is very generative and you have a lot of variation. So when you like mint, it's going to randomly do the code is going to randomly generate on the mint, right? We don't know in advance what is going to happen, what is the exact outcome. You always have something random, which is why we have a lot of editions. And the goal is people can grab a few. So that's why the price is relatively accessible. And then you can select one to get it plotted. And for this one, I can link it somewhere, I guess, later, like on Twitter or on my Discord or whenever.
Feel free to link it in the Twitter here space too.
Yeah, we can link it later. But yeah, basically you can unlock if you own one of the digital and you want it plotted, you can unlock it. So there is extra fees, extra costs for the physical to cover the physical work and everything. But when I will plot it, I will use fountain pens. The physical medium is going to be 21 centimeters square, and it takes something like one or 2 hours depending on the density of the plot. So depending on from one result to another, it can be more or less minimalistic. And indeed, it can take up to 3 inks, so they are getting blended into each other. So yeah, I don't know if it answers the question, but
no.
So there's the digital, there's the digital version which works in itself. So it's decoupled, right? You have the digital NFT like any digital NFT, but you have this extra step you can or not take. It's up to you. It's optional, but you can physically plot it, which is a bit more. It's not really a print; it's more a plot. So it's quite different because a print is like pixels, but here a plot is like a physical execution with the plotter, with a pen. It takes time. You get a lot of craziness, possibly, like a lot of density, depending on the ink you choose. So each plot is unique. If you try it again exactly the same, you may have different outcomes, which is one of the which is why this process is quite fun and quite interesting as well.
Yeah, no, I love the physical nature that you can get something from it as well. Yeah, I know, Pajon, you guys also did that plushie collection as well. So that's another like physical component. We're seeing a lot more creators having another physical component to their projects, and I think that really gives it something extra special. You know, something you can hold and touch, and it's not just in the digital realm. And with your guys, you get both, right? You get a physical and a digital version. Yeah, awesome, guys. Let's go ahead and hear from Stargaze Rooms right now about their project this week. Welcome, Stargaze Rooms.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, sure can.
Sure, awesome. I got some connection problems. Okay, so we got a lot of things coming this week. First of all, I've been looking for a developer for a long time to create an own zone staking site, as we wanted it for a long time. And I finally found a developer. The site is ready and will be officially released on the 26th. After the mint, maybe during the mint, not sure. So we are releasing a new collection with larger supply than the OG one. So welcoming our new holders to join our new community. Basically, the site will be about staking and receiving the room token, which will have, which will be working for to create some value. First of all, we'll try to realize a marketplace to buy villas and NFTs in Stargaze ecosystem. Also, our residents will be used as an addition to the rooms. They can be placed in the rooms and increasing the rewards for staking. Also, they can be staked separately, but the rewards will be less. But I don't think that's bad, you know. So the new collection is more than twice bigger than the OG one. So more people will have an opportunity to test our site, to join the community. Very glad to know that we have the great art this time. I worked hard, more than 100 trades, some one-on-ones, around 9 one-on-ones, I guess. Quite sure you'll people like it, both the new holders and the OG holders. Yeah, that's probably all I wanted to say.
Okay, great. Yeah, so it's a staking. You're creating a staking platform, or are you?
Yeah, we already
a DAO?
we've already developed a staking site for our own collection, like only for the residents and for the rooms.
Okay, so how does staking work? What are the rewards of staking?
Well, just the token, just the room token. We'll be launching the token as soon as we launch the site. I hope it will happen like I said, but for sure it will happen tomorrow, the 26th, basically. And I hope we'll have everything working fine from the first day. Our value for the token will be developed by the time. So, well, I hope this will be some new thing for Stargaze, because as for me, there are not so many projects working with some third-party tokens or their own tokens. Also,
so you're planning to create a native token on Stargaze, is that correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, the room token, and you will earn the room token by staking the residents on your platform.
Yeah, not only residents, but also OG collection, the rooms itself.
Okay, great. Any details on the staking platform? I know you just got the developer, but when can we hope to see that?
It was quite hard. We'll release some topic about staking as soon as I finish it. Not quite sure about the details yet, but it will be done like in some time, in the future.
Was this always part of the roadmap to create the residence?
Yeah, for sure. Like when I was when I had the passion to create the OG collection, it was only like in my thoughts to make the second collection, but already been in concept. Like I wasn't sure we are going to succeed, but now as we have some great community, some people watching us, I think it's a great opportunity. First of all, to welcome new holders, for me to realize my potential and desire, because rooms are quite boring without residents. It's a great addition, is for me. So yeah, I'm not sure if you're planning anything more right now on some Gen 3 and stuff, but Gen 2 was always the part of the plan.
Okay, yeah, great. I'd like to open up the floor for any questions from the community right now. If you guys have any questions for Stargaze Rooms, Greweb, or Pajon, please request to speak and we'll get you guys answered. Also, please feel free to drop a question or comment in the thread. Pajon and Greweb, what was the most challenging part about this project for you guys?
It's a very good question. I don't know what to answer to that, but well, I guess like finding the good spot between photography and generative art, and like I think we have it has like a lot of respect between us, like trying to not overstep like the other side, because it's like generative art usually is very abstract. It's like you don't really see anymore. Maybe you like at the beginning I went a bit too far in this abstraction, I think, and you will not recognize the original photography. Some results were like too crazy and not interesting anymore. So and this is a challenge of generative art also more generally. It's because you don't control the outcomes. You have to master the generativity, and you have to find the balance between controls and chaos. So it shouldn't be too chaotic, and that's why we like revamped, like we reworked a few times to refocus on the photography. So I don't think I think sometimes it can mix two photographs, but most of the time it's going to only take one and maybe zoom at a specific part of the photo and possibly apply some repetition, but these are like more rare to occur. But then we play with like symmetries, we play with repetition and different effects like that. But so I think for me to summarize, it's very hard to like when you use a photography, you cannot like from the code perspective, you cannot really know where the focus of interest of the photo is. So you just do a random guess and going to randomly focus somewhere and hope it's going to work. And it took us a lot of time to find the good spots and like continuously removing the bad cases. I think this was what took a lot of time. I don't know if you want to say something else to complete what I said, Pajon?
Yeah, I would just like to add that I think the whole experience collaborating on something, and it's not, I mean, like it was clear that we are the ones with the photos and we select them and we share and then select together which ones, and you are the one with the coding and with the plotting. So like the expertises were like clearly cut. But then I think there was a huge aspect about like fine tuning and finding what we actually want as a result in the collection. And I think it was, at least for us, like a very interesting way of collaborating, because often you have like really clear cut work packages. But I think in that collaboration, the work packages and the work there, at least for us, was done in like the first month. And then we had like 8 months to think about it, play with the generator and find like the sweet spot, what we actually like among the three of us. So I thought that was very interesting. It was not like we had like big fights about anything. I think like we're
Yeah,
kind of
at
quite
all.
calm, all the three of us. But yeah, like finding what you like and like fine tuning that and
Yeah, and choosing the final direction.
yeah, that was
of the
really
collection.
interesting doing that with three people, text only in the Discord chat, and like we had like a video call, but if I remember correctly, most of the decisions were made text only. So that experience was, yeah, I think it was really interesting and really great. I thought there could be way more problems coming up during that on the way to the final collection, and that wasn't really the case. I can't remember.
Text and photo, a lot of.
Yeah, it's a collaborative process. Yeah, I have a question as well about, it took you guys 9 months to work on this project. Was there like general large swaths of time where you didn't work on it, so you took some time away, and then when you came back to it, you were like saw it with fresh eyes, and you were able to bring more to the project?
Yeah, I think in the summer so maybe 5 or 6 or 8 weeks we didn't looked at the collection
At all.
Yeah, because enjoying our vacation time.
Yeah, and I think Greweb had some personal events as well during that time, if I followed your Twitter correctly.
Yeah, big and nice events. So we had some time where we didn't see the images at all.
Yeah.
But I have to say, every time we saw them again, it was so cool to see it.
But in general, I have to say that I'm really a big fan of having those breaks when creating something, because, for example, when like in my academic work, if I have to write a paper, it's always a better paper if I can just write it, put it away for a few weeks, and then come back to it and reread it and refine it with like fresh eyes. So I think that's really important if you
creative processes need some breaks in between.
Yeah, it's very, very true in generative art as well. Like we are doing code that we can always improve, and it's never finished. That's like the most how to say, like the hardest part of a generative project is to put the final dot, like to say it's finished, because it's never finished. You can always get it better. So it's always hard, and to do this final decision. So that's why maybe it took time, and it's very important. Yeah, totally agree on like just putting it to tomorrow. Like you have an idea, you try something, you think on the first day you think everything is great, but then the second day you might totally think it's different. Like it's actually shit. I have to do it again. So yeah, you have to spend a lot of days. So I couldn't really tell how much time I spent on that project, but I think it's more time consuming in this aspect.
Thank you very much. We've got a question from Sean O'Reilly here. Welcome, Sean.
Hey guys, I was just wondering if we could get Cosmos coin flip on the bottom of the page there with the games. It like actually generates revenue. It's very, very simple to understand, and I think Pixel Wizard Bernie did it. Does that make sense? It used to be on there as like a game to do before the new setup.
Oh, wait, sorry, I missed that. What are you asking?
Cosmos Coin Flip is a game that Bernie made, I think, from Pixel Wizard. Cosmos Coin Flip, and it's just you flip a coin.
Yeah,
it's just not on the homepage anymore.
It's still up. It may not be on the homepage. I believe if you check under apps, it might be there.
Yeah.
We have to post
easy, like, gateway for somebody to click a button real quick, and like maybe that gets somebody involved.
Okay. Thanks for the suggestion.
That's all. Thanks.
Stargaze rooms. Yeah, I guess a similar question for you is what was the most challenging thing about this project for you?
Well, I guess finding a dev for sure. It's really hard because I'm noob at this kind of stuff. First of all, it's really hard to trust someone, but it was a dev who I worked with already. So yeah, I guess the dev and staking itself, it's the most challenging part.
Yeah, and so this is all of your other projects, right? How many projects have you done on Stargaze so far?
So the OG one and the open edition, I guess. So it means two.
Okay. Only two. For some reason, I thought you did even more. But now you're essentially expanding your team, right? So you have another person with you.
Yeah. Also, we will probably have a co-op manager as a separate team member because I was always working at this point. We'll have the guy who will provide some bills and working with projects for our website for the token being valued, so people can buy stuff. People will want to stake the NFTs. So yeah, we'll have two more people, and yeah, kinda. It's big for me. First of all, like yeah, expanding team is really hard for me. For example, drawing the collection this time was it took a long time. The collection has over 100 traits. Um, yeah, really love it, but still, like drawing was. I enjoyed it. Not like the staking process and stuff. Anyway, I think when we launch, we'll have some success. First of all, the you work more, you gain more. So I hope I have now more like enough experience to lead the project more than one people on team and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, I just saw that the Hefe minted some of your residents, and they look great. Always beautiful pixel art.
Thanks. Yeah, it's firm art. Yes. I hope it goes well. And share your residence, guys, on Discord. LinkedIn.
Pajon and Greweb, what did you guys learn from this project or this process working with each other?
Yeah, I think that it was so much fun that we would love to do more projects like this.
Yeah. Like we had like two projects, the one with graphene, with the plush art. And the funny thing is that like both projects came to fruition in the end with the everything done.
And the open edition.
Almost at the same time.
And also the open edition with the small.
Oh, with the small dogs, small ducks.
Was also very nice.
So, like, that's what our experience in the last half year were like a lot of collaborating with just for fun with people, and yeah, I think that it's something that we really want to do again because it was nice working with others, especially considering the international aspect that we usually like. We've worked with people from other continents now, so that's cool.
Yeah, bringing different aspects and cultures together. I think the collection, it's very positive for the collections and the outcome.
Yeah, I don't suppose you guys have met yet, have you?
No. In one of the next. I just want to say we need to join one of the festivities that are near in the next years, like Cosmoverse, or maybe there's a Stargaze event in Europe. Yeah, would love to join there and people that we got to know.
Yeah, we just missed Greweb in Paris. He had he was very busy with something very important there. Do you guys have any advice for new creators who'd want to do a project like this?
Yeah, it's not an easy question either. I guess. I mean, it's very. I don't know. It's very generic to say, but everything is possible in a way. Like what I always find fascinating is mixing different techniques. I like to collect more and more techniques, like learning new algorithms, learning new art techniques, learning new mediums. Like more you collect this, better you get, and it gives you more ideas. So I guess that answers both questions, and also like what did you learn is like I learned a new technique. I learned a new idea to combine photography with pen plotters and all the challenges it brought on the path of trying to do that. So yeah, I love to combine. You learn something that is simple. You learn another thing that is simple, but when you combine the two together, you may actually reach a lot of complexity. You may reach a lot of rich chaos, like a lot of chaotic systems that yield very complex shapes, and it's a new world to explore at the end, because you are like creating something new by combining stuff that maybe have not been tried before. So yeah, I think that's, I don't know if that's that answers the question, but that will be my answer.
I would like to add just like two small things that I think help if you're as an artist new in the NFT space. One thing is it's never a wrong idea to just jump into existing communities there and get to know the people, because I think there's like always a core of people that you see everywhere and that can help you like navigate the space and get to know it a bit. And the other thing is, especially if you're talking about like Stargaze, the fees are still super low. So I'm a really big fan of experimenting. So just try, just get out there, meet people, try stuff, mint stuff. Like, for example, I love my Made Flauns Proto Tower collection, and that just got created from nothing as a one of one minter collection with pieces dropped in the live auctions. And he's like almost at above 300 towers now. So yeah, I think experimenting and just trying stuff and putting it out there makes a lot of sense, especially on Stargaze. It's not like Ethereum where you have to commit big money just to get a few JPEGs up.
Yeah, we love experimenting. I mean, that's essentially what you guys did, right? You guys had an experiment and played around for the better part of a year, and now you have a fun project that you're minting. Stargaze Rooms, what about you? And any advice for a collection, a project like this?
Well, I already gave some advices when I'm on chats, but I don't know, actually. Just don't be afraid to do something you're not like friendly with, maybe. That's about our new collection, because making websites and stuff was always an odd thing for me. But I'm still doing it, and I hope, like, I don't hope, I'm quite sure this is not, this is for the best, you know. So just try new things also, and I'm quite experienced already, and I just think you should not hurry up with stuff. You should cook properly, not doing fast decisions and stuff. Yeah, but be like brave.
Greweb, I have a question for you. Do you foresee yourself kind of using a similar process again in another project, either using photography or like another physical medium that already exists?
So yeah, something I forgot to say about this project is it's based on a previous project I had 2 years ago. So I already started playing with this idea to mix photo with pen plotters, but at the time it was not exactly the same thing. It was actually not the same technique. Like the digital, the coding technique was different. It was made of a lot of strokes, a lot of dots. So it's like a lot of small stroke, which is very intense to do for the pen plotter. But here I learned over the past year another technique to colorize, to fill with strokes. So I did in the past play with this idea to do photography, but it was much more abstract. And it's quite funny because like the possibilities are like infinite. So you could continue you could play with another like creative coding technique with photography. But yeah, you are asking also like beyond photography. I mean, I will continue experimenting other mediums. I've been playing with 3D printables as well, like 3D prints. So like generative three dimensions that you can print with a 3D printer and paint. So you get random shapes and you paint. That's something that fascinates me as well because I have also kids, and it's a very cool process. Like you print something that is random, and at the end you can give some physical objects to kids, and they can paint. So you can go creative physically and push it even further. So yeah, lots of so many things to dig.
Anything is possible. All right, guys. Do we have any more questions or comments for Greweb, Stargaze Rooms, Pajon? Please request to speak, and we'll get you guys answered. Is there anything that I missed that you guys would like to mention before we call the space?
Nah, not really.
No. Have a great week.
Yep.
Yeah, guys, you do.
Maybe one thing I may add also, it's like, to me, this project is very personal as well, because I don't know if you know this concept, but I have aphantasia. I don't know if you know what it is, but basically I don't have, when I think about an object, when I think about an image, I don't visualize it in my head. So I don't have like a mind's eye. And to me, it's like the pictorial memory, you know. I experience things differently than many people do. And it's very represented in this work as well, because you start with a photography, but then it gets very blurry and very abstract. And so that's why I think it's very personal as well for me. So I really enjoy this project on this aspect.
Oh, very interesting. Okay, no, I did not know that. So yeah, this is kind of how you see the world a little bit. Okay, great, guys. Well, thank you, Aaron, for joining. We hope you guys have a great Freshman Friday tomorrow. Thanks again for Pajon, Greweb, and Stargaze Rooms. Also, a big shout out to Stardy and Sirkin, who help our projects technically launch always. And also, I'd like to give a shout out to Sky Magic, who created Imago Public Works so that Greweb and Pajon are able to have their project on Stargaze. If you are interested in generative art and launching a generative art project on Stargaze, reach out to Sky Magic or us. All right, thanks a lot, guys. Have a great rest of the day, and we'll see you next week. Bye.
Thanks, you too. Bye.
Bye.
Bye bye.